turn it off. This side, because you guys are like right in front of my AC unit, so I don't want that going off. Hopefully the lighting is okay. It's daytime, so I figured me being, in front of a window, it's the best lighting. So today we are going to be talking about skincare ingredients that you need to really consider implementing into your skincare routine after the age of 30. I am 37 years old, so we know, okay, we know. But before we start into that, I do want to just say, like, what you do in your 20s, and I say this to all my younger clients, is that what you do in your 20s, you will see in your skin in your 30s. Okay, so if you're not taking care of your skin, you will usually see that later on down the line. Okay, of course, genetics and things of that sort play a role. But I feel like if you're protecting yourself from the sun, if you are having a solid skincare routine, your skin should be okay. All right. So go ahead and let's jump into this. And of course, if you guys have any questions, you can always ask. All right. So the first ingredient that you must have or consider putting into your skincare routine as you are in the age of 30 is retinol and retinoids. Okay. I really do think that if you are below the age of 30, even 35, you really don't need to be using retinol because your skin should be pretty good. But 30s is when you want to start to consider it. Now, the reason why you want to start thinking about retinols in your skincare routine is because retinol boosts collagen. And if you don't know, as you age, over time, collagen depletes. So, retinols are a great way to keep your collagen up. All right. The next thing is that it reduces fine lines. Of course, what comes with aging, you have fine lines, you have wrinkles, and so that just helps to lessen those. It also helps to smooth the texture of the skin and also helps with dark spots like hyperpigmentation and things of that sort. Now, retinol, of course, you want to use more so at night. And you also want to make sure that you are slowly introducing retinol into your skincare routine. You don't want to start off using retinol every day, morning and night. You want to start off just using it at night, probably every other night. The thing about retinol is that if you are using it too much, you will see retinol start to do the opposite of your skin. So you will start to have texture in your skin. You will start to see that your skin is not, the barrier of your skin gets a little messed up. So when it comes to retinol, you really want to be mindful on how you're using it and how often, but the slower, the better. Okay. And then you can see what really works for you with retinol. So, retinol is a great ingredient to have in your skincare routine as you are, you know, in your 30s. The next skincare ingredient that you need as you are in your 30s is hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is a moisture, right? It draws in moisture from the actual, from the elements, right? And the reason why hyaluronic acid is also one that's very important is because moisture. As you get older too, the drier your skin is, the older you look. The more that you create those fine lines and that texture on the skin. Keeping the skin moisturized or having that moisture content in the skin keeps you looking plump. It keeps you looking youthful. It keeps you looking glowy. Okay. You can't have glowy skin without what? Moisture. All right. So the reason why you want to apply or have some type of hyaluronic acid in your skincare routine, especially if you are a dry skin type, is that it is deep hydration and it plumps the skin. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. So if you are a dry skin girl, dry skin type, you want to be looking for products that have a hyaluronic acid, especially a hyaluronic acid serum. Okay? Okay. The next ingredient that you need to have in your skincare routine in your age of 30 is vitamin C. Now, you guys know I love me some vitamin C. I have been using vitamin C for years when it came to like my dark spots and evening out my skin tone, especially with me dealing with acne. Vitamin C and me are like this. Okay. And the reason why you want to put vitamin C into your skincare routine is that it helps to brighten the skin overall and also helps to fade dark spot, and it also does help with collagen production. Okay. So don't forget that. Okay. And I feel like too, oh, my back is itching. I feel like too, if you look across the board at these ingredients that I'm talking about, you will see a common denominator in them all. Okay. So if you're paying attention, you'll see as I'm talking about these ingredients what exactly is going on here. They all have something in common. A little bit about vitamin C. When you are looking for vitamin C, when you're looking at the ingredients, this is very important because vitamin C, if you're not getting the right amount of vitamin C, you're not going to see results from what you're using. You want to make sure vitamin C is in the top part of your product. If it is all the way at the bottom, you're not getting enough vitamin C. Okay. So you're not going to see much results from that product. You want it to be higher up in the ingredient list. And then also too, it should say ascorbic acid. Okay. And Google is free. I always tell you guys, if you are looking for a product or ingredient when you are in store, whatnot, pop up in that Google and do some research before you buy that product. But when it comes to vitamin C, you just want to make sure you are actually getting the right amount of vitamin C. Another little tip about vitamin C is that it takes time to see the results. Do not think you are going to use vitamin C, a serum, a moisturizer, and you are going to see your dark spots fade overnight. It doesn't work like that. Vitamin C requires a lot of consistency and patience, okay? And then you will start to see your skin, you know, overall clear up. The next ingredient that you need in your skincare routine after the age of 30 is peptides. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with peptides. I think I used a Derma E product years ago that had peptides in it, but I didn't use it enough to see the results of a peptide. I've also heard so many benefits of peptides. Okay. So, peptides help to stimulate the collagen. It also helps to firm and smooth the skin. Now, there is also something about peptides that I saw on TikTok some time ago. I don't know, like people had vials of like peptides. I don't know if they inject them into certain points of their skin or if it's something that they just apply. I didn't look too much into it, but it was kind of like this whole peptide skincare type of TikTok. And that's a whole nother, listen, that's a whole other side of TikTok that I have to get into and take a look at. But listen, that's another day, another time. But if you know anything about the whole peptides and the vials that people got, let me know. Because that's a whole different type of skincare that I'm like, what y'all do? Y'all injecting yourselves with peptides? Like how does that work? How does that work? Okay. All right, so the next skincare ingredient that you're going to need in your skincare after 30 is niacinamide. Now, niacinamide is another one of my favorite skincare ingredients. The reason why this is a vitamin B3, and the reason why you want to have this in your skincare routine is because it shrinks pores, it controls oils, it strengthens that skin barrier, and it also brightens those dark spots. Okay, now niacinamide is something I used. It was in a glow recipe that I used. They have the serum, I believe, which is one of my favorites. And every time I wore that on my face, people were like, "Oh my gosh, your skin is glowing. What are you using?" And I was like, "What is it in my skincare routine that I changed?" And it was just that niacinamide. That niacinamide just took my skin to like the next level. Like I personally really do like niacinamide. And if you want to have glowing skin, get you a product with some niacinamide ASAP. Okay. The next ingredient is going to be AHAs and BHAs. And I talk about this a lot too. I love me some glycolic, okay? But AHAs and BHAs are the glycolic acids, the lactic acids, and the salicylic acids. And the reason why you want to put these into your skincare routine is that it removes that skin, it smooths that texture, and it evens out skin tone. Now, one of the things that ages you a lot is having dry, flaky skin. Okay, it is important that if it's not an AHA or a BHA, you are using a scrub on the face, something to really get in there and to remove the skin, the dry skin, the skin that's just sitting there. And if you guys have ever done your skincare routine and you have did everything and then applied your makeup and noticed like a patch of your skin is like flaking off, that's because you didn't exfoliate. That's because you're not doing what you need to do. You got to get that skin off, smooth texture. Okay, so AHAs and BHAs are good for that, and yeah, so make sure you have one in your rotation. All right. The next one is ceramides. Okay, now ceramides also I have not dibble dabbled with too much. Ceramides, I've used the ingredients, but I haven't enough to play around with. Okay, so ceramides repair the moisture barrier and they prevent dryness and irritation as well. I believe ceramides are really geared towards drier skin, though. I think if you are a dry skin girl, ceramides are great for keeping that moisture content like within the skin. But yeah, pretty much making sure you have that moisture. All right. And then the last one, which is simple, but I'm going to get into it, SPF. But I actually don't want to talk about SPF. I actually want to put sunscreen on the back burner and talk about this in a different way. One of the things that I have noticed, especially this past summer with clients, is that I had a lot of clients coming in and they were burned. They were roasted. And I'm like, did you wear your sunscreen? And they're like, girl, I put on sunscreen the entire time I was outside and I still got burned. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the ozone layer. I don't know what's going on with our sun or whatnot. But those UV rays are not playing with us. They're not playing with us. So instead of talking about sunscreen, I want to say make sure you guys are wearing a hat. Make sure you guys are wearing long sleeve shirts. Make sure you guys are not out on the beach or whatnot for hours. Okay. And I get it. We want to have fun in the sun. I so get it. But have you guys seen sun damage on the chest? Have you guys seen sun damage on the crow's feet here? You age yourself drastically when you are out there in that sun, just baking it up like you would a turkey in the oven. Okay. Now we all get our vitamin D. That's cool as well. But I really do feel like we need more than just a lotion on the skin. Okay. We need hats. Those big sun hats. And they cute. You can find you a cute one. Get you a cute one. Okay. A nice one with a brim. Okay. Get a little something to throw over your shoulders. Okay. A little shawl or something. All right. It is important, and I cannot stress this enough, that you guys are protecting your skin out there in the sun, because the sun ain't playing with us. And sunscreen, I'll be really honest with you, from what I have been seeing, it don't look like it's doing too much protection. It's not doing much protection. And you know what too, another thing that I also always had a concern about is when you are in the sun and you're putting sunscreen onto your skin and you're in the sun for hours, what is that sunscreen doing? Like, what is the burning? What is it doing further down the line? You get what I'm saying? So I always say, like, it's great to get your vitamin D, but you have to be mindful that you're protecting yourself from that sun. Who comments? Hey, I'm just call you Room because I don't know. Is it Rosie? Hey, Rosie. I know. We love sun tanning as well. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with sun tanning, but you need to put a limit on it. Lay down in the sun for whatever amount of time. You can Google it too, like what's the amount of time to be in the sun that's appropriate or whatever. But lay in the sun one way, get your little tan, flip over, get a little tan. After that, cover up. Cover it up because you start to create damage after that. Like in sun, but we see, and the thing about it is that we see what happened to the women who suntanned before us. What do they tell us? Especially back in the day when they were using those little visors and they really didn't do a lot of like sunscreen and stuff. They tell us all the time, be careful, because it jacked me up. We see from the women before us that they didn't age gracefully. They look leathered and tethered. Okay. And I don't know about you, but I ain't trying to look like that. I'm not trying to look like that. Mm-hmm. One new update. If I'm not sun tanning, then I use SPF and sunburn. There you go. Yeah. Because yeah, sunscreen is SPF is not enough. That is from this past summer, from what I realized and from what I saw with clients. SPF is not enough. Them rays are still tearing people's skin up. Still tearing people's skin up. And even when you see skin cancer, you see people saying, "Oh yeah, I still got skin cancer," even though I do I use my sunscreen. No, there's something else going on. So I'm like, it's not just about putting something on the skin. You actually need to have an umbrella, a hat, and you can be cute with it. Because before I used to be, for me personally, I was like, I don't want to be, not cute. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be looking like I'm all, covered up and not cute. No, girl, go get you a cute little sun hat. They cute. The little wide ones with the brim, girl, with your sunglasses on, cute. Okay. So yeah, definitely. But it's important that we are protect ourselves from the sun. And you guys, the way that things are going with environmental change as well, it's important. There's a lot of environmental change that is going on around here. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot happening, okay? I'm gonna open up the floor. Do you guys have any questions for me about any skincare or skincare ingredients after 30? I'm gonna give you guys a moment to, if y'all have any questions. No? Mm. But yeah, but no, I mean, I get it. Being out here in the sun, enjoying yourself, cooking, it's all good, but it ain't worth it. It is not worth it. Okay. What else? So just to wrap this up, excuse me, just to wrap this up a little bit or whatnot, um, I feel like all in all, when it comes to skincare in your 30s, is that if there's anybody that is in their 20s that's watching this, um, make sure you're taking care of your skin. All right. And I say that, and I yell it from, I tell even my younger clients, I say, you don't moisturize, you don't do any of that now, but guarantee you when you get my age, you're going to regret it. Because then now, a lot of times, a lot of the damage that is done can be prevented if you are being preventable. Is that the word? Preventable? If you are being, what's the word? Preventative. If you're being preventative, a lot of you can avoid a lot of it. But if you're not caring, yeah, you're going to have to go get Botox and shots and fillers and all this type of stuff to try to correct what you got going on. So skin is a it's like a history map. It's like a history book. Okay, your skin will tell you what's happening or what's been happening, the neglect, all that. It's going to tell you down the road. So it's important that you are taking care of your skin. About trying laser, you know what, I want to try laser in my bikini line. I do too. I just, from my experience with working with clients, laser is such a mixed bag of nuts. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. Yeah, that's the only thing about laser that I'm just like, and I just want to do my bikini line so that when I have to go to the pool or whatnot, we don't got to worry about waxing. We good, right? We good. Unless you're talking about laser for skincare issues, because that's also a thing too that's happening. But there's just so many mixed bag of nuts. Like people have different results. It has not been like consistent across the board as far as like, oh, I've done it and it worked for me, or oh, I've gotten no. I've had clients come in, they tried laser, hair grew back more. They tried laser, the hair did not even take. Um, but I think a bikini line is such a small area that even if I don't see the results, I probably won't, but I will tell you one thing laser is good for. If you're not thinking about hair removal, let me tell you what laser is good for. Laser is good for ingrown hairs. And I tell all my clients this, if you are ingrown hair prone, you have a lot of them, go get laser. Laser is going to clear them ingrowns up ASAP. Hold on, let me. Uh, do you take any supplements, biotin, collagen, etc.? I take a daily supplement that has like all your multivitamins in it. I don't currently take any collagen. I was looking at collagens and tried one collagen, but that was it. I haven't gone back to doing anything with collagen. And that's it. I do take burdock root. I do take dandelion root. I also take neem leaf every now and then. So I do have a few herbs, oil of oregano. Those are more so internal, but they also do show on the outside. So I do take those supplements, and then hibiscus tea is my thing. I tell people all the time, those antioxidants will do way more for your skin than anything else. So I do drink my hibiscus tea like every day, and I just put it into my water. Like I usually don't have it hot unless I'm in the mood for hot tea, but I just take it into my water that I drink for the day and let it seep. A laser for acne? Yeah, I don't know too much about laser for acne, but laser has been growing in so many ways, so I can see it working. Yeah. Laser does some things. I remember as a lady I met years ago, and her skin looked amazing. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm getting like laser treatment done." And I didn't know at the time that they were using laser for skin like that. And her skin looked great. So do your research on that. And the thing about acne scars, I'm gonna really be because your girl had acne before. Okay, this is the skin of a girl who had acne. I'm going to be really honest with you on this one, and this is where we come to this. When it comes to acne, you before you even talk about the scars, you need to get to why your skin is having breakouts. If you are not getting to the core of why your skin is breaking out, you're going to be battling scars until the end of time. You're gonna start fading one, and then right after you have a breakout, another scar is gonna pop up, and it's gonna become a vicious cycle. You need to sit down and think about what am I using? How is my lifestyle? What am I eating? Did I wash my pillowcase? How am I wearing my hair? Everything plays a part in why you're breaking out. When are you breaking out? Are you breaking out in your lower jawline, only around your cycle? You got to figure out, is it hormonal? What is it? If you can't get to the core of why you're breaking out and you looked at everything across the board, I always say, go to your doctor, get a blood test. Go to your doctor, see what's going on internally. Because a lot of the times, too, it can be something internal. The skin is a map. The skin is going to show you not just what is going on the outside of what you're using, but also on the inside internally. So I always tell my clients, and I tell you guys as well, if you have been battling acne for a very long time, and I'm not saying you half-ass try to figure out what's wrong. I'm saying you legit comb through everything you eat, you comb through everything you're using, you comb through your lifestyle, if there's stress, if there's this, and you start to make the adjustments in your life for that, and nothing with your acne has changed, then you go see your doctor. Then you go get that blood test ran. Once you are able to get the breakouts under control, then you can tackle the scarring. And then you will start to see the improvements of your skin, right? But it all starts with the why. You got to get to the core. And I cannot stress that enough. I cannot. I get that today in the society we live where everybody wants that quick fix. They want their skin to be like that. But that is not how the skin works. Just like with health, it's not how the health works, right? If you have something going on with your health, it takes time to heal that. It takes time to get that under control. And the skin is the same way. The skin is the same way. There's a woman that I follow on TikTok. And she takes people, like, she uses the moles on the skin as a roadmap as to what is wrong with people's body. And so, like, somebody will come into her and say, "Oh, I have arthritis, or I have something going on." And she'll go from one side of the body, but then she'll show the other side of the body, and she'll show like how there's moles or discoloration down the face leading up to the issue area, whether it's a lymph node issue, whether it's um, some type of inflammation, anything. She follows the map, and it's so real. And I tell people all the time, your skin is a roadmap. It is going to tell you what is going on. You just gotta listen. You gotta listen. Back when I started this whole journey of starting YouTube, you guys know I've been on here for like 12 years now. Crazy, right? But when I first started on YouTube, and what I was usually doing with my skin wasn't working, I had to really sit down and think, okay, I've been using the same face wash for years, and my skin is all of a sudden breaking out. What is going on? And I started a new job at that time. I was working hours, retail. I was going to school. So I was stressed. There were things that were going on. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the best of a relationship. There was just things going on in my world that I knew there was things that needed to change, and the moment, not only that, but also what I was using wasn't working anymore. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not working anymore. And I tried different products, and my skin just didn't like the different products. Then that's when I went natural, and I started to realize my skin liked the shea butters, and it liked, what was it? The cast soaps, and less is more. I love the tea tree. And that's when I started to notice that my skin just didn't vibe with what I was using, plus the stresses of life. I had to change up some things, right? So when it comes down to the skin, I just really want you guys to know that it is not just a quick fix. It is a whole system that you really have to respect. And when you respect it and you work with it, you will see the best results. hmm You will. You will. And it's a journey. It is no overnight. Um, it's no overnight. Y'all, all these Black Friday, y'all crazy today. All these Black Friday deals, they on my line heavy. I'm not shopping today though. We kind of passed that. I don't really shop on Black Friday anymore. I used to shop back in the day when it was like you go into the store and you fighting over people were actually fighting over things. Black Friday is not the same anymore. It's not even deals really. But yeah, so any other questions, my dears? I'm here, so pick my brain. I need to figure out what I want to eat for lunch. I'm thinking about going to the store and getting a rotisserie chicken or something. Cause y'all, my grandma had work done on her. Well, she has some work that needs to be done. So we didn't do Thanksgiving this year at her house. So we're gonna do like a big dinner. Or we're gonna do something around Christmas. So I ain't got no leftovers, which is so weird this time of year because usually I got leftovers and I ain't gotta cook or do nothing. But we don't. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and get a chicken. Cause I got rice. I made some rice, beans, and some broccoli yesterday, and I made like these chicken patties. Fire, fire. Yeah, but no, how you eat too is very important, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I tore up like a whole Danish or whatever yesterday. But it's all about balance. That means today I can't have no sweets. So I balance it out. It's okay. It's okay. But that shit was delicious. It was delicioso. Okay. Delicious. All right. But that means today I gotta be good. No sugar. No sugar. So yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My brows look somewhat normal today. Don't they look somewhat normal? Like they don't look too off today. I'm very proud of them. They look like they're doing something. Something good. Um, so yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's it. I would just come on here to tell you guys about what ingredients you should be using in your 30s. Your girl's 37. And it's important that you take care of that skin. We all want to age gracefully. And I am, listen, I am never, ever, ever. Somebody asked me this the other day, or was it last week or so? They was like, would you ever get biotin or anything? Not biotin, sorry, Botox or anything in your face? Nope. You will never see me putting Botox and fillers into my face. And before I go, let me tell you why. The thing about Botox is that it paralyzes the muscle. I forgot the exact term for it, right? And they always say if you don't use it, you lose it. If y'all hear screaming, I live in an apartment, so the neighbor's kid, they screaming. Um, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So my thing has always been if you are paralyzing muscles in the face for a long period of time, what happens with those muscles? When you hit like 60, 50, what happens with those muscles? And also, not only that, I don't think that there is enough research and time to know what the long term effects are of Botox. Not only that, we've seen that happen with breast implants. We've seen how women started coming out saying that they had illnesses because of their breast implants, right? And they didn't figure that out until years later. And so many women have now removed their breast implants because they were making them sick. Botox and filler are fairly new, right? We still don't know. And honestly, too, I spoke to a woman who was in the medical field, right? She works in the medical field. And she was telling me, we're talking about breast cancer. And she was saying, like, how the research for breast cancer is so far behind. They're starting to see breast cancer in women that are in the ages of like 25 to 30 something, right? And so she's like, they're starting to see breast cancer in women that are younger, and that the research is so behind, it hasn't even updated. It hasn't even updated to show. We probably won't see the updated showing of breast cancer beginning or being in younger women until years from now because the research is so behind. So in our own medical industry, and don't let me go there. I'm trying. Our medical industry is so behind and so up in so many ways. You mean to tell me that fillers and Botox are the same? We already see fillers how they migrate all over the face with people. People putting fillers in, they're up here, they up here, they where are they going? What are the long-term effects of the things that we are doing, right? But vanity is another thing. A lot of people will take that risk. Okay. Don't get me started. Don't get me started on the whole medical. Listen, my thing is this: once you see how the medical world works, like in America, once you see, I feel how they can I talk about this? So they're gonna like ban me from YouTube. You got to be careful what you say nowadays. Like, can I talk about this or will they ban me from YouTube? Listen, when you see the way that the medical world works, you just got it. Everything has to be combed through with a fine tooth comb, even down to the food that we eat. Girl, did you guys see the fake watermelons? Like, you just really, I was just, okay, so this morning I made toast, right? Probably been like a year or so. Excuse me. It's probably been like a year or so. I started noticing that bread does not mold. The bread wasn't molding. This was a year or so ago. And I was like, that's really odd because when I was a kid, bread would mold. Like you would have it on the shelf and then you had to eat it or else it was molding, right? And I was like, bread is not molding anymore, right? And I've tried a few different brands from the store and noticed that they weren't molding. So I said, you know what? That ain't right. So I said, I'm gonna start using an organic bread and see if it molds. So I started picking up an organic bread and it would mold. So I'm like, okay, I'm only sticking with this. I'm telling you, be mindful of what you are eating, especially the bread. And it's so interesting to me because it's like they did that, they swept that under quick because I didn't even notice it years into me probably already eating this crap. The bread is not real bread. There is something in that bread. You want the bread that molds, not the bread that sits on your shelf for months and doesn't even budge with mold. Food naturally should mold over time. Another thing, a few weeks ago, I had some eggs. Okay. And I don't know if I had a bad batch of eggs because y'all know eggs have been on recall all the time. Eggs have been on recall. I haven't even bought any eggs since this incident, right? So I had gotten some eggs, and either I would scramble eggs or I would boil some eggs. And I ended up boiling, eggs and eating them. And I started noticing every time I ate these eggs, my stomach was in shambles. I'm talking about me in the bathroom in shambles, right? And I was just like, oh, it can't be the eggs. Like, I eat these same type of brand of eggs all the time. It can't be the eggs, right? But after 3 days of eating this egg every morning, and then my stomach is in shambles, and I started to tear apart what else I was eating, and I'm like, ain't nothing. Like I start taking things away, and I would just ate the egg like on the third day, and my stomach was in shambles. I said, it's the egg. I threw that whole cart in the trash, and I ain't bought eggs since. And I like the eggs because I like to have my protein. I like to eat them. I have trust issues now because whatever batch I had, stomach was in shambles, and I don't know if it was just the how they've been on recall. I don't know, but my stomach, trust issues. Trust issues. So it's just like from our food to the medical to what's in these skincare products. That's why I stay away from parabens. If you knew what parabens did to hormones, you'll stop using them. Also deodorants with aluminum in them. I don't use that anymore. I stopped using that a long time ago. When my mom passed away from leukemia and I started doing research on like cancer and all, I don't know what led me to deodorants, but I fell into researching deodorants and how aluminum blocks the ducts in the underarm, and so your body cannot expel what it needs to expel. When you sweat, you're letting out toxins. When you're blocking that, you're keeping it within the body, which can cause illness in the body. And I said, nope. If I can control what I'm using on my skin and what I'm using on my body as much as possible, I'm going to do it. And that's when I cold turkey aluminum deodorants. And let me tell you this. This was during a time that we did not have as many natural deodorants. I think it was just Tom and Crystals that was out at that time. This is over 10 years ago, by the way, right? And I had used essential oils and everything. When I tell you, I was thinking, out girl, I know people smell me and were like, ugh, I already know. But once I detoxed my whole body of aluminum deodorants, baby, easy peasy. I don't even use deodorant like that anymore. I use glycolic acid underneath the arm or my Santal Bloom, but I don't really. And sweating is okay. Y'all have to understand, sweating is okay unless you have a medical condition. That's another thing. But average sweat is normal. You're supposed to sweat under your arms. That's how your body gets rid of things. And that's why there's another thing about like we have to stop putting a stop to natural functions of the body. Yeah, you're gonna sweat underneath your arms. That's what's supposed to happen. And yeah, I be sweating. Girl, if I wear a white shirt and I'm out, yeah, you won't see a sweat stain. But I'd rather have a sweat stain than have cancer. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a sweat stain than compromise my body and the breast. You have to understand, you want to protect women, we need to protect all it is as much as possible. I don't even wear bras anymore. I stopped wearing bras years ago as well. The underwire, the contraptions, let them be. Let the blood flow in them. Okay? We're not meant to wear wires around our breasts. That's not something that I don't wear. Now, okay, yeah, the nipple be out. I ain't gonna hold you. But we grown. I feel like you go outside, you grown. Like Yeah, it be out. And then you got little pasties and stuff you can wear as well. But I'd rather my breasts be, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I am a firm believer, like, when it comes to health, it is a whole thing. And we got to start to chop away at these things that we were taught and that we were introduced to that are not doing anything but hindering our health. And this is going down a whole different lane. I didn't expect to be talking about the fact that I don't wear bras, but yeah. But yeah, I stopped wearing bras like years ago. I don't do it. It's just not worth it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Even girls, women, step to the front. Underwear at night? Why? Why are you doing that? Let it breathe. Okay? Let it breathe. Okay? Um, just letting the body be. Letting the body be. All right. So yeah, I didn't expect that to turn the way it turned. Are y'all gonna be doing any Black Friday shopping? I wanna know. Excuse me. Y'all doing any Black Friday shopping? So yeah, I need to I do need to pick up some things from y'all. They texting me all these Black Friday deals. It's crazy. So crazy. They make you want to spend. That's another thing too. They know what they doing. But Black Friday ain't the same. I miss going into the stores. I used to work retail though, and that was not it. What's going on? Something's going on. Okay, anyways. All right, y'all. So it is what we've been on here for 41 minutes. It is, what time is it? It is 12:05, right on the dot. I need to go to the store. I need to go to the store. So yeah, you guys. So that's pretty much the live for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, if y'all have any other questions about skincare in your 30s, let me know. And if you guys have any skincare topics, let me know as well, because I need to film some videos around this topic. I want to start talking more about it though, because I feel like, I'm in my 30s and I feel like we're in a different journey or a different area when it comes to our skin and life. And I really want to talk to women that are in their 30s and with skincare as well, because we all have kind of like the same concerns, right? With aging and all. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. Okay, I forgot. I hope y'all had a great, amazing Thanksgiving, an amazing weekend. Do something for yourself, okay? And I will see you guys in the next live. Bye.